NIS2, or Network and Information Security 2, is the updated version of the EU Cybersecurity Directive, NIS. It expands the scope of the original NIS directive by covering more sectors, imposing stricter security requirements, and introducing tougher enforcement measures. NIS2 aims to improve incident response, risk management, and cooperation among EU nations to counter growing cyber threats, and affects every sector for companies over a certain size. Organizations within its scope must comply with stronger cybersecurity obligations or face significant penalties. However, it may prove difficult for companies to become compliant by the deadline. This is where the new SecureHorizon app comes in. We here at Atos have built this platform to aid you in the process of becoming and staying compliant with all NIS2 rules.
First thing you'll need to do is fill out this survey here so we can assess your company's current compliancy levels. You will be asked questions about the size of your company, as well as the sector and the country that it operates within, as this will all inform what regulations you need to follow. Here we can see our analysis dashboard providing an overview on the current state of affairs, which includes a country filter when you want to assess the state of a specific country, for example, Portugal. Inside of our country evaluation records, we can identify our target frameworks as we fill out which security standards we already adhere to, with an attachment section to provide proof where necessary. Once we're done, we can ask for approval. And once the person assigned to checking the country evaluations is happy, they can hit approve and your country evaluation is complete. Next, we complete our security domain evaluations. There are 10 domains from A to J, and each deal with different areas of cybersecurity. We have our global domains, which apply to the whole organization, or if necessary, we can create country-specific domain evaluations in the case that a country follows slightly different regulations. We go through our checklist of questions here, which differ based on the domain, and attach proof where necessary. Your compliancy can be assessed based on how many requirements you meet. Now we have to complete our framework mappings. If we go back into the country evaluation we saw earlier, we can see that some framework mapping records have already been created based on the standards that we said we use. Here. Using Atos' proprietary mappings, we can map the current standards we use to the new NIS2 standards to determine which rules we are already following. The entity mapping table is used to map and validate the required entities and to identify any gaps. In Incident Response Management, or IRM, an entity is something that can be used to report against, and it's the same case in NIS2. For example, there might be a policy that states all servers need to be kept up to date. You can create an entity for each server, or maybe each country that you have servers in, and then use this table to track the compliancy of the entity. These entities will have control objectives that are used to measure them, and the objectives can be met by following controls that have been created based on the control objectives. Another aspect of NIS2 is how to report security incidents as and when they occur. Here we have the regulatory notification dashboard, where we can see an overview of any work that needs to be done. We can also view any regulatory notifications assigned to us. Inside the regulatory notification task record, we can see these states, which correlate with when reports need to be sent out to the country's regulatory body, so one within 24 hours of detecting it, another within 72 hours, and a final one within 30 days. SLAs are generated to help make sure these reports are sent out on time. Here we answer the questions the regulatory body wants to know, which we can select in our country evaluation record down here. And once we're happy with how we filled everything in, we can press this button, which will generate a report. Contained here. The regulatory notification generated holds the report with the answers filled in and any other relevant information that can be checked and sent to the regulatory body. Once we're happy, we can press this notification sent button. And then if we move back into the parent record, we can see it's moved forward into the next state and a new SLA has been generated. This has been a brief overview of Atos' new SecureHorizon app. If you'd like to learn more, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us by either using the contact information on screen or searching for the SecureHorizon app on the ServiceNow store.